Hi everyone, Mark Chess here and welcome to the channel. And for all of you who are new here, please don't forget to click the subscribe button and of course that notif bell for my newest video, so you'll be updated for my newest uploads here in YouTube. Alright, today I'll be comparing the HARDEN Volume 4 with the all-new KYRIE 6. Both sneakers are top-of-the-line signature sneaker from each brand. This is from Nike and of course this one is from Adidas. This is being carried by James Harden of course and Kyrie Irving for the KYRIE 6, in case you don't know. So which one is better for you? Let's go. If you want to watch the full performance review of each of this sneaker, I'll put the link up here for more detailed performance review. A little disclaimer, it depends on which colorway you'll be getting, especially on the Hardens, because a lot of colorways have already came out with the HARDEN Volume 4s. Some have knit uppers. This has mesh upper with suede on the toe box. While the KYRIE 6, although the black colorway will be coming out here in the Philippines soon, the only difference there is it has synthetic or no, real leather around this panel, the ankle panel, and I think mostly they're the same with the ballistic mesh upper. For the HARDEN Volume 4s, I think even though you get the knit part, it wouldn't be that much of a difference because the mesh is pretty soft with this one. Both have underlining fabric from their main material, so I think they'll be performing quite the same. So that's my observation. So let's start off with a comparison of the uppers of these two sneakers, ballistic mesh on the KYRIEs, and for the HARDEN Volume 4s, this mesh upper with suede on top of the toe box. So in terms of durability, I would give a slight advantage on the durability of the ballistic mesh because it's more of a fuse-like feel. But what's nice about this one, although it feels like fuse, still very soft, especially after you play with them. For the HARDEN Volume 4s, of course, this mesh is really soft right off the box. If you want that feeling, you're good to go for both, but in terms of durability, I would lean more on the KYRIE 6, especially in the toe area, because this is suede, so it can be cut by another sneaker. I think if some foot or some sneaker hit the KYRIE 6, I think it wouldn't leave a mark compared to what it will have on the HARDEN Volume 4. So durability, more on the KYRIE 6. In terms of support for the upper, I would also give a slight advantage on the KYRIE 6 because the ballistic mesh doesn't stretch, while the mesh upper of the Volume 4 stretches a bit because there's a little bit more space there. But don't worry, in terms of lateral support, you're very well caged in with the light strike foam. It cradles your foot. It helps in the lateral and medial support around the toe area of the HARDEN Volume 4s. And for the KYRIE, similar to the Volume 4s, cushion, the phylon goes up on the lateral part. As for the medial part, there's this micro texture that they put. It's hard plastic, and also the rubber outsole goes up on the medial part and also cage your foot really well. So in terms of support, I would say both are very nice. But if you want maximum support around the toe area, especially when you're shifting really hard and crossing over, the KYRIE 6 is a little bit better because the materials there really hugs or cradles your foot and supports your foot really well. So more advantage on the KYRIE 6 in terms of support in the toe area. While on the midfoot part, in terms of support, I would say it's pretty much the same. With the HARDEN Volume 4s, the light strike really goes up. As you can see that part, this one goes up really high in the medial part, and also very similar to the lateral part, light strike cushion goes up. Plus, the wings also really pulls you down to the footbed when you really tighten the laces. Very similar to the KYRIE 6. The strap, it helps a lot in the lockdown. When you really tighten the laces up, you feel really locked down around the midfoot, and of course the traction also goes up around the midfoot part of the KYRIEs all the way down. The cushion also goes up around the heel part, of course with the help of this heel plate, with this all-seeing eye of the KYRIEs. It's not just for aesthetics, but it also contains your heel and also supports it. The HARDEN It is a very low cut sneaker, but as you can see, the light strike also goes up really high around the heel. An external TPU plate there that cradles your foot, very similar to the all-seeing eye of the KYRIE. So for heel lockdown support, I would give it a tie on both sneakers because both are very nice. The main difference is your preference. If you're more into high cut, mid cut, of course go with the KYRIEs, while if you want a really low cut sneaker, it can't get any lower than the Hardens because look at that cut. Your bone will really stick out here on the Harden. So it's a matter of preference. For heel lockdown support, I would give it a tie, but more ankle protection on the KYRIE. And now moving on to the cushion of the sneakers. The Volume Force features full-length light strike. It is very nice, very plush. Impact protection, the heel is very awesome on the Harden Volume Force. Plus it is very responsive. And in the forefoot area, also you can feel the impact protection there with a slight bounce of the light strike. You can feel a light bounce in the forefoot area of the Volume Force. While in the KYRIEs, if you like a more bouncy cushion setup, of course the KYRIEs have the Zoom Turbo, the articulated one, and it is covered almost entirely of your forefoot joints. You can really feel it out of the box because the Phylon is really soft and they trimmed it down 5mm. You can really feel the Zoom Turbo below your foot, and it has some amazing feel if you like bounciness. As for impact protection on the heel, like I said, they change up the Phylon of the KYRIE 6, and impact protection is also good in the KYRIE 6, but if you're looking for impact protection, the heel advantage on the Volume Force because it has a thicker light strike foam on the heel part of the sneaker. So if you're more into bounciness, of course KYRIE 6. If you're more into impact protection, Harden Volume 4. In terms of responsiveness, court feel, I would say they're pretty much the same, but court feel wise, KYRIE 6 has a more advantage, but both are very responsive sneakers. And of course, you have to get the right size of the sneaker in order to have a good fit. If you have a good fitting sneaker, thus responsiveness is there. Alright, and now moving on to the traction of both sneakers. This one has a feet you wear shape and web pattern all throughout the traction of the Volume Force, while this one, the all-seeing eye pattern. And for the rubber compound, I would give the hardness more on the Hardens because it's a lot thicker, while the KYRIE 6, you can still play with them outdoors, but I think dust will get stuck here easier compared to the Volume Force because the Volume Force are wider apart in terms of the spacing of the traction compared to the KYRIEs. Look how tight the spacings are there. But on a clean court, both are amazing traction, but I would say the stop and squeakiness, the gnarliness of the grip on the floor, the KYRIE 6 grips harder compared to the Volume Force. And in terms of width, let's compare the width. They're pretty much the same. Oh no, the Volume Force are a little bit wider around the forefoot area, on the joint of your forefoot area here. The lateral outrigger is really pronounced in the Volume Force, but on the KYRIEs it's also a bit wide, so if you really want a more pronounced lateral outrigger, of course Volume Force. But what's nice about the KYRIEs is this one, the traction on the medial part really goes up, so if you're really crossing over really low and hard, you would need that, and that will really play a good part on the quickness and responsiveness of your crossover because it will really help in the grip of the floor. But if you're not that, that shift or really crossing over really low, if you're crossing over but not as slow as KYRIE, really see KYRIE sometimes really crossing over like he's about to lay down the floor. You won't go wrong with the Harden Volume 4. Now for the sizing of both sneakers, KYRIE 6 for the regular footer, go true to your size, while the Harden Volume Force, go half a size down if you're a regular footer. If you are a wide footer, go true to your size on the Volume Force and half size up on the KYRIEs. For wide friendly sneaker, I would lean more on the Volume Force because it has a little bit more toe space and width around the toe area on the Volume Force. Better yet, try them in store if you have the chance. And the KYRIE 6 general release, I think it hasn't released yet. I'm not sure if it will be released when I upload this video, but watch out for the jet black if you want the general release one, or all for the first preheat Almost all of those are sold already. Better check their local resellers if you can on the pre-hit colorways of the KYRIEs. By the way, this is the Manila colorway if you don't know it yet. In terms of pricing, Volume Force is priced at 7,200 pesos. KYRIE 6 is 6,745. So the KYRIE 6 is a lot cheaper compared to the Volume Force. What sneaker is for you? This is my summary. If you want bounciness feel on the forefoot area, impact protection is okay on the heel, and of course a high cut sneaker, go with the KYRIE 6. But if you're more into a low cut sneaker and you want more impact protection, especially in the heel, and also there's impact protection in the forefoot with a little bounciness, if you like that boost feeling or bounce feeling, the bounce cushion I mean, from Adidas, the HARDEN Volume 4 is for you. And if you are a wide footer, I think the Volume 4s are more wide footer friendly. If you're more in the budget, the KYRIE 6 is cheaper by 400 pesos or around $10. So not much difference on both, but 500 pesos, 400 pesos, it will go a long way here in Manila. So that's about it on my comparison between the HARDEN Volume 4s versus the KYRIE 6. Do let me know what sneaker you would choose between these two. Hit me a comment down below. If you have any questions too, just comment down below. And this has been Marcius once again. Thank you for watching. Like this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.